Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And, let's talk about an anniversary coming up in 2 days. So today we're July 27th, 2021. It was on July 29th, 2015 that Windows 10 came to life as a official release for everybody. And, that means that in 2 days it's going to be 6 years of Windows 10, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, with its, famous 2 updates a year, with its famous updates that were creators updates and modifications to all of the Windows operating system itself as time went by. A couple of updates that people weren't happy, that created a few little problems here and there. But overall, Windows 10 is a major success for Microsoft because we do have today 1.3 billion machines running Windows 10 pretty much. And that is a huge number. About 86% of all the PCs are running Windows. That is also a huge number, although that number is slightly down. They used to be past the 90% mark. So the major players in there that are actually changing a little bit more of the numbers is mostly Chromebooks. It's interesting because you have the diehard fans of Linux, which I have nothing against Linux. Maybe some of you, when you hear me, think that I don't like Linux or I hate it, or it's not at all the case. I mean, I've used so many distros of Linux tried over time. One of the things that I enjoyed doing on older PCs that I don't use much is install different distros of Linux, play around with them, and check them out. I've got nothing against Linux, but for these people, the time of Linux to spring to life and be a major operating system is here, and it's not. It's here I'm not bashing Linux. I'm just looking at the sheer numbers. When you look at the specific numbers, when you look at the different companies making all of these ratings, what you see is Linux is not more popular or less popular than it was 10 years or 20 years ago. It always stays at the, roughly 1% to 2% mark, which is always where it's been. It's kind of die-hard fans of Linux that are keeping it alive, and that's fine. I mean, there's place for more operating systems, for sure. The Mac computers, of course. A lot of people also on the Mac side saying, oh, people are moving to Mac. They're tired of Windows. It ain't happening. Mac market share for the past 10 or 20 years has stayed roughly at the 7 or 8 or 9% mark, around there. It's not gaining any Windows users really. And the basic concept of all of this is because depending on what you do, you can or you cannot move to or change the operating system. First of all, there are things, a gamer will not go to Linux, nor will a gamer go to a Mac. Windows is gamers' heaven, basically. There's several things like that. Business users, for compatibility purposes, will stay in the Windows field because that's where everything's happening, and that you're compatible with everybody else. It's really also the fact that people don't like change. You're used to Windows. You mostly will buy another Windows machine eventually, there's this flawed perception that people are saying, well, Windows is always full of problems, where it doesn't have really more problems than Mac. And I say it all the time. Go and check out the Mac forums, and you'll see that there are dozens and dozens and dozens of posts of people going crazy with their Mac computer not working well and having all sorts of problems. It's really mostly due to what you install. I'll say it again. Why is Mac OS maybe less of a problem? It's not only because the hardware and the software is made together, but also I think a Mac user has a tendency to install a lot less software than Windows users that have much more choice and will want to try many more things, in turn creating more of a possibility of having problems. And I had a MacBook Pro for years as a tech guy because I would fix Mac computers. It was okay, but I'll never buy a Mac again. Personally, that's not for me, and I don't see why I should spend so much money on a machine that is very limited for me in what it can do. And once again, not bashing Mac. People that have Macs and are happy, fine, whatever you're using. But the real star here for Windows is Chromebooks. Chromebooks have really stolen a lot of market share recently. In the last year, Chromebooks have risen like 200%. Chromebooks is where, if you are not buying a new Windows machine, you're not going to Linux and you're not buying a Mac. Considering also that a lot of Windows users buy machines that cost less than $1,000 and often try to get, the cheapest machines around, and then that's been the case. As a tech guy, I've noticed that people, would buy $500, $600 machines. Well, you're not going to get a $500 Mac. So what's left? There are expensive machines, yes, in the Chromebook world, but a lot of $500, $600 or less Chromebooks out there, and a lot of people go there because Chromebooks, it's a different thing. It's depending on what you do, it might be okay. I see a lot of people saying, well, Chromebooks, that's crap. Chromebooks are not for everybody. Once again, a gamer doesn't really go to Chromebooks. But a Chromebook is fine because for a lot of people, they're not doing a lot of stuff. They're going to browse the web, check their emails, do a little bit of work here and there, but overall, people are not very demanding on computer power. And Chromebooks fit that possibility, So that's where the market share for Windows mostly is going as it's going down. It's really the Chromebook market has made a dent in the PC sales. And of course, this year as we move on, because there's a lot of changes that happened to Windows 10, remodeling of the settings, the start menu, and all of that. This year, what is the surprising year, or a very big surprise for Windows users, well, is the announcement of Windows 11. That now is going to be the future when Microsoft is going to continue focusing on. And I guess Windows 10 is going to be that operating system, a little bit like Windows 7 was, where we're not going to make major changes. We're just going to keep updating with security updates, and that's it. And keeping, the way it works until 2025. And after, a 6-year run of being the only Windows version now available, almost Windows 8.1 is still there, but it's it doesn't have that much time left now, a year and a half roughly. It's a move forward, and we'll see what Windows 11 is going to bring. But overall, Windows 10 has made its place and has been a success, even though maybe not as fast as Microsoft has wanted. Microsoft wanted to have 1 billion devices by, what was it, 2018, something like that, if not 2017. It took more than that. It took more time to get to the billion, but they're there, and they're past there, and that is nice. And it's a fine operating system. Lots of legacy stuff, of course. Lots of improvements could be done, but overall, it's what a lot of people will continue using in the next years. I'll be continuing to talk and have videos on Windows 10 in the next years. They'll be mixed in with Windows 11 videos, of course, because Windows 11 will be eventually an official version of Windows released. But overall, 6 years of slowly climbing and major changes, lots of talk, then not a lot of talk about Windows from Microsoft. But like it or not, Windows 10 is still here, and it's here to stay until 2025 at least. And as the anniversary for this version actually is near. And I still remember, I know some of you were here at that time when we were all waiting for that Windows 10 operating system release way back in 2015. And being excited of this new version. And of course, being excited also because several months before, the Windows Insider program also started thanks to Windows 10. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up, and if you would like to comment on what's your feel, what's your take on Windows 10, and how it's been for you since you've been using it. Polite comments, please. Any F word, any language that is not appropriate will not be posted. I'll delete it. There are ways to explain and express yourself. There are ways to express your frustration without having to use bad words. Every comment is welcome here. Unfortunately, some of them that I remove, it's not because a comment is invalid. You might think, well, you remove my comment because it doesn't reflect what he thinks. That's not the way I work here. I will often remove the comment because unfortunately it used bad language. So if you want to comment on your own take of Windows 10 and what you feel of the PC market in general, why not have a little discussion here on the comments below this video. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.